Welcome to Career Journeys, a series of videos by the Consortium for Public Education. Here we explore the career experiences and pathways of professionals from a wide variety of careers to help you think about the skills you'll need and the paths you might take after high school.
Hi, I'm Debbie Pixton with the Consortium for Public Education. Today I'm interviewing Jean, a human resources specialist focused on international recruiting at Nemacolin Woodlands Resort. Thank you so much for joining us, Jean.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Jean, tell me about Nemacolin Woodlands Resort and your role there. What do you do as a human resource specialist?
Well, first, Nemacolin, it's a four-season, five-star luxury resort. We have various amenities and different things that we offer to our guests. We have 3 hotels, including a Frank Lloyd Wright inspired 5-star, 5-diamond hotel. We call it Falling Rock. We have a zoo, we have a spa, we have 5 restaurants, we have a shooting academy, we have 2 golf courses. We also have a 5-star, 5-diamond restaurant called Lautrec. Usually I try to explain it this way. So if there's 600,000 restaurants in the world, Lautrec is among the top 30. So what I do, I focus on international recruiting. We have a number of associates from abroad living with us, whether it's H-2B workers or J1 students who just want to have some experience in specific area, whether it's food and beverage, culinary, front office. So I go out to the world, Jamaica, East Africa, Mauritius, South Africa, to attract workers or students and bring them here. So I help with managing them while they're here as well, ensuring that a training program is followed through, and ensuring that they assimilate to the culture, to the American culture. Some of them don't understand English well. Thankfully, I am able to speak with them in different languages. So this is the part of my job that I enjoy the most, which is connecting to people from different part of the world.
How did you end up as a human resources specialist in international recruiting?
I am originally from Haiti. I was born and raised in Haiti. I was a news reporter in Haiti. In 2010, unfortunately, there was an earthquake that struck Haiti in 2010. Unfortunately, 314,000 people died. The damage was more than $1 million in terms of damages. I remember I was in a building. Technically, I was assigned to do a news report, and I left the building where I used to work in to go and do a report. And then 30 minutes later, unfortunately, the earthquake happened, and the building collapsed with many of other buildings around. We lost 20 of my coworkers died in the earthquake. Thankfully, I survived, and I remember wondering myself, how did I survive? Why? I never realized that there was a plan for me at some point that I would be here today. So after the earthquake, I was granted a visa to come to America. My wife, which was my fiance then, used to live in Boston. So I moved from Haiti to Boston and starting over. Didn't know any English. Still don't know much in English. I'm still learning, especially the American sarcasm. I don't understand that yet. So I started going to an ESL class for 3 months. Thankfully, I ended that class in 2 months since I was able to go to college. I had an opportunity to go to college and learning English there. And my sister, actually, who lives in Connersville, Pennsylvania, we came to visit her 2 years later, so in 2012. And then we felt like, Pennsylvania, it's a great place. A little quieter than Boston, right? Less people. So we thought this was the perfect opportunity. So we moved to Pennsylvania. And obviously going to school, didn't know what I could have done, what major I could choose. Of course, I knew I wanted to be in radio and TV. But when I realized with my accent, learning English, it would be hard to compete with an American graduate for radio and TV. So I felt like this was not for me. So I changed my major to international studies. I realized that because I speak different languages, then it would be easier for me to connect to or do something in that field. My goal was to work for United Nations or international organizations to be able to do things that I like doing. So I graduated from CalU with a bachelor's in international studies with a concentration in global issues. And then I was still wondering, I live in Pennsylvania, what can I do with that? Um, I started talking to a number of people to help inspire me and to know what to do. So I went back to school to Penn State to study human resources. I felt like HR would be a great fit for me since I love to be around people. I love to talk to people. So I went to HR. Thankfully, actually, last weekend, I graduated from Penn State with a master in human resources and employment relations. So I'm excited to be able to do this as I'm going to school, working in HR, and go to school for HR, being able to practice what I do, what I'm learning in school. So with what I do now, international recruiting, I feel like this is great. This is the perfect thing for me, and I'm so excited to be a part of this. So for high school students right now wondering, what skills do I need to have to be able to be successful in HR, for instance, I would say be yourself, understanding your strength. If you love people, if you love hanging around with people, I think it would be a cool, important things for you to be able to transform that into a daily practical things in HR that we do every day, which is helping people.
If I'm in high school and I'm thinking that human resources might be a good fit for me, what questions should I ask myself to know if this is something I should consider further, or whether this is probably not a good match?
This is a great question. In fact, I started asking that question even after I graduated from college, from my bachelor's. I was wondering, okay, what can I do? Or if I choose human resources, what do I need to know? I think some basic things that are important is understanding yourself, the strength and your weaknesses. There are several behavioral assessment systems around that help you understand what are you good at or what can you work on. I think the key is, do you like hanging out with people? Do you like people? Do you like talking to people? Are you a problem solver? Do you have customer service skills, right? Do you like bringing solutions to problems? Do people feel comfortable coming to you and presenting problems? And do you feel comfortable helping solving problems? I think right now these are three important things, aside from degrees, from what you would be learning in school, from specific technical skills that you would need in HR that you will gain in experience as you work. But these are very important because that's the core of what we do here every day. Meeting people every day, listening to people, finding solutions together, empower people to do things and lift their potentials and start doing things that they never thought they would do. I think that's one of the key, the most gratifying thing in my position, and to see people living up to their potential, doing great things, knowing that I was able to help people do that. It's amazing.
What's one piece of advice you would give to anyone aspiring to work in human resources?
I will say, be prepared for no typical day. I would say, be flexible. I guess that's the key. We have plans here that would come. We'll have a calendar that we say, okay, this is 1, 2, 3 things that we plan to do for today. By the time we arrive in the office, that changes right away. I mean, there's no, I had planned something, and then we have 5 people arriving and problems arrive. Then we'll just have to get up and get this done, or new ideas just come up, and then there's a need for us to be present, and we are there. So I think it's to be flexible. It's key. Try to understand that you may need to go out of your comfort zone. You may be doing things that you never thought you would be doing. But the key is understanding the reason why you're doing what you're doing is to help people, is to get people together to be able to achieve their goals, whatever that may be. But being a part of that, I think that's key to be successful in HR.
Jean, thank you so much for sharing your stories and experiences with us this morning.
It is my pleasure. Thank you very much for inviting me to be a part of this. Have a great day, everyone, and good luck.
For more information or to learn about other careers in the Career Journey series, visit our website and check back soon for our next installment. Thanks!